It's time now for the snow edition of the Muletrain news program, brought to you by Leal's Mexican Food Restaurant on this Thursday, February the 3rd, 2022, from a snowy Muleshoe, Texas. Funeral service for Mary Roberts Wilson Nani of Sudan will be held 11 a.m. Tuesday morning, February the 8th at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel here in Muleshoe, with Bryce Redwine officiating. Burial follow in the Bailey County Cemetery. Mary Wilson died on Saturday, January the 29th here in Muleshoe. She was born May the 1st, 1931 in Idalou, Texas, to Albert and Pearline Martin Roberts. She married Kenneth Wilson in Breckenridge, Texas on August the 24th, 1953. Mary received her bachelor's degree from TCU and her master's degree from Texas Tech. She taught for many years and loved teaching music. Mary was very outgoing and even took flying lessons at one point. She enjoyed working on the ranch and had an amazing green thumb. Mary loved everyone, and they loved her back. She was a member of the Three-Way Baptist Church until it closed, and then became a member of the First Baptist Church here in Muleshoe. She is preceded in death by her daughter, Kathleen Wagner, her parents, and her sister, Wanda McMinn. Mary is survived by her husband, Kenneth, three sons, Rod Wilson and his wife, Deb of Goodland, Bob Wilson and his partner, J.C. Werner of Maple, and Guy Wilson and his wife, Trina of Leveland. Her 9 grandchildren, Wade, Cody, Sean, Katie, Jennifer, Nicole, Austin, Ashley, and Joe, and 20 great-grandchildren all survived Mary Wilson. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Alzheimer's Association, 4601 50th Street, Lubbock, Texas, 79414. And repeating, funeral service for Mary Wilson Nani of Sudan is set for 11 o'clock Tuesday morning, February the 8th, at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel here in Muleshoe, with Bryce Redwine officiating. Burial will follow in the Bailey County Cemetery. Please keep the family of Mary Roberts Wilson on your prayer list today. Marilyn Kaye Nix Cox passed away in her home on Friday, January the 21st in Temple, Texas. Of course, she was a longtime resident of Muleshoe. She was 79 years old. She has battled many health issues for the last year. A memorial service was held in Temple at the First United Methodist Church Friday, January the 28th. Marilyn was born November the 15th, 1942 in Littlefield to Matt Nix Jr. and Lena Mae Mickey Nix. She was raised in Amherst, where she met the love of her life, Reagan Cox, at the young age of 4. They married on December the 8th, 1962. They had 3 children, 11 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. Marilyn is survived in death by her husband, Reagan Cox of Temple, a daughter, Marlia Crittenden, and husband Cody of Temple as well, son Brandon Cox and his wife Michelle of Pasadena, California, a daughter Stephanie Ruth and husband Donald of Brownwood, and 11 grandchildren, Jacob Crittenden and wife Shelby, Lindsay Macy and HB, David Crittenden and Amy, Reagan, Presley and Bella Maxfield, Jordan, Hayden and Zoe Cox, Heather Borches and Jake, Zach, Ruth, Diana, and 9 great-grandchildren. One of the things Marilyn always wanted everyone around her to know was about Jesus. She loved spending time with her family, sewing, quilting, playing bridge or any game, and laughing. She always made every occasion special, even if it was just lunch at her house. She loved her grandchildren and her great-grandkids. She would always have their favorite cereal, cookie, and snack, and they knew just where to find it. She had 11 grandchildren, but was just Mamie to way more than 11. She graduated from Amherst High School in 1960 and became the first female county judge in Bailey County in 1990. She served as Bailey County judge from January the 1st, 1991 to February the 28th, 2005. Before that, she was an amazing mother, housewife, business partner with her husband. She loved serving her community as Bailey County judge. She worked diligently to help support growth in Bailey County. When she moved to Temple, she served meals monthly at Feed My Sheep, and she always had an open door at her home. The Cox family would like to thank you for your support and words of encouragement. We would also like to thank Amethyst Hospice, and for their care and support. In lieu of flowers, the family requests you make donations to the First United Methodist Church in Temple, the Methodist Children's Home, 1111 Herring Avenue, Waco, Texas, or Amethyst Hospice in Temple, Texas. Please keep the family of Marilyn Cox on your prayer list today. Again, she passed away in her home Friday, January the 21st, and a memorial service was held at the Temple First United Methodist Church on Friday, January the 28th. Church service for Louis Gardia, 90 of Muleshoe, is set for 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, February the 4th, at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church here in Muleshoe, with Father Mercado officiating. Rosary will be this evening at 6 p.m. Thursday, February the 3rd, at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will be in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Louis died January the 31st here in Muleshoe. He was born May 30th, 1931, in Chihuahua, Mexico, to Alejandro and Virginia Gardia. He married Albisa Robles in Dimmitt on March the 19th, 1961. Louis loved playing musical instruments and singing. He also enjoyed gardening and landscape work. After he retired from farming, Louis became a mechanic for several years. He was a member of the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. He is preceded in death by his parents, 3 brothers, 2 sisters, 2 grandchildren, Cedric Castorena and Alejandro Lopez Gondara. Louis is survived by his wife, Albisa, 3 sons, Victor Gardia and his wife, Olga of Houston, Jose Gardia and his wife, Adriana of Muleshoe, and Hector Gardia and his wife, Joanne, also of Muleshoe. 3 daughters survive him, Belinda Garza and her husband, John Paul of Muleshoe, Amelia Perales and her husband, Roy of Salt Lake City, Utah, and Diana Gondara and her husband, Alonzo of Muleshoe. 2 sisters survive him, Elodia Rodriguez of Chihuahua, Mexico, Maria Gardia of Santa Monica, California. 2 brothers, Pablo Gardia of Chihuahua, Mexico, Jose Angel Gardia of Santa Monica, California. His 15 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren all survive Louis Gardia. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, church service for Louis Gardia, 90 of Muleshoe, is set for 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, February the 4th, at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, with Father Mercado officiating. Rosary will be 6 o'clock this evening. Thursday, February the 3rd, at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will be in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Please keep the family of Louis Gardia on your prayer list today. Memorial service for Chester Chubb Embry, 93 of Muleshoe, will be held this coming Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. February the 5th at the Muleshoe Fellowship Church. Chester died on Saturday, January the 29th in Muleshoe. He was born June the 28th, 1928 in Davidson, Oklahoma, to J.E. and Lula Wright Embry. He married Billy Welch on January the 11th, 1948 here in Muleshoe. They had 74 blessed years of marriage. Chester was a farmer since his teen years. He enjoyed baseball, especially during World Series time. He loved to be around his family and working alongside them. Chester is preceded in death by his parents and 4 brothers. Chester is survived by his wife Billy, his daughter Carolyn Smyer, and her husband Alan of Muleshoe, his son Lee Embry and his wife Christy of Sudan. Many well-loved grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren as well survive him, along with his sister Lula Mae Shanks and her husband Gerald of Lubbock. In lieu of flowers, the family suggests memorials be sent to the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels program, 300 South 1st Street, Suite 110, Muleshoe, Texas, 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, memorial service for Chester Embry, 93 of Muleshoe, is set for 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, February the 5th, at the Muleshoe Fellowship Church. Please keep the Embry family on your prayer list today. Church service for Michael McCarty, 58 of Earth, was held Wednesday afternoon, February the 2nd, yesterday at the First Baptist Church in Earth, with Bobby Brules of Garland officiating. Burial followed in the Earth Memorial Cemetery. Michael died on Saturday, January 29th in Lubbock. He was born January 30th, 1962 in Littlefield To Mackie and Francis Phipps McCarty, he married Deanne Clayton in Earth, January the 4th, 2004. Michael was a real estate executive. He grew up in the First Baptist Church in Earth. He always remained strong in his faith and love of Jesus Christ. He was a great football player. From the time he could play in school athletics, he was playing. For his ample girth and speed, he excelled as a defensive lineman. Mike attended West Texas State University, where he received his degree in business finance and played football. He formed friendships that lasted forever. Through the years, he was involved in various organizations. He was the president of the Lions Club in Earth, a member of the Safari Club in Dallas, and several organizations related to the real estate field, which he loved doing more than any other profession. He wore many hats prior to working in real estate. He began his career working at a bank in Denton. Later, he was the manager of Ray's Gun Store in Dallas, eventually moving home to work alongside his mother, who owned an insurance agency. His final career as a licensed real estate agent, he worked for Rick Canup Caldwell Banker Real Estate for 7 years. Michael was always the life of the party, and he had the gift of gab. He was a magnet that drew people toward him with his incredible humor and positivity. Mike joined the men's Bible study in Earth when he moved home in early 2021. The fellowship and camaraderie he felt in this group was a huge blessing to him. He had an unending faith that was burning to get out, and this group of men that he knew starting as a young child through young adulthood allowed that love of Christ to get out. Mike didn't marry the love of his life until he was 40, even though anyone that knew him well will affirm he was in love with Deanne much, much earlier. They met when his family moved to Earth when he was in the 2nd grade, and she was in the 4th grade. He was good friends with her brother, who was his age, but he always said that was a bonus for him, as he had an excuse to spy on Deanne when he was at their house with her brother Alan. They finally reconnected later on, and after a short engagement, 6 months, they married. They had 18 years together, of which Deanne says was the happiest of her life, and she thinks his too. Michael survived by his wife Deanne, his son Brent Taylor, and his wife Madison of Fort Worth, his daughter Samantha Taylor of Lubbock, his mother Fran Lewis of Frisco, his sister Michelle Brown and her husband Gary of Aubrey, Texas, his 4 grandchildren, Landon, Christian, Matthew, and Lincoln, his uncle Bob Phipps of Amarillo, his aunt Kay Crawford and her husband Randall of Lubbock, his niece Tori Ritz and her husband and her 2 children, Cannon and Creta Midland, his nephew Chris Barton and his fiancée Lindsay, and their daughter Ellie Piper of Spotsylvania, Virginia, and many other nieces and nephews that dearly loved him. He is preceded in death by his father, one grandson, Caden Taylor. The family suggests memorials be sent to American Kidney Foundation, 11921 Rockville Pike, Suite 300, Rockville, Maryland, 20852. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And please keep the family of Michael McCarty on your prayer list today. Church service for Chago Vasquez, 59 of Muleshoe, was held last weekend on Saturday, January the 29th at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, with Father Mercado officiating. Burial followed in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Chago died on Wednesday, January 26th here in Muleshoe. He was born July the 16th, 1962, in Mexico to Izarro and Consuelo Rodriguez Vasquez. He married Maria Reyes Cabrera in Linares, Mexico on October the 22nd, 1988. Chago Vasquez enjoyed working with his goats, roosters, and other livestock. He loved his horses and horse races. He was a great cook and a handyman who could fix just about anything. Chago was an avid Denver Broncos fan, as well as a devoted fan of the Houston Astros. He liked boxing as well. Most of all, Chago was a family man. He is preceded in death by his parents, a sister, Marguerite Gutierrez, and a brother, Hugo Vasquez. Chago is survived by his wife, Maria, his son, Moises Vasquez of Houston, his 2 daughters, Lizette Smith and her husband, Brad of Pampa, Jennifer Vasquez of Muleshoe, 4 sisters, Rosa Lucio and her husband, Leopold of Mission, Texas, Juana Vasquez of Muleshoe, Maria Elizabeth Vasquez and her husband Guadalupe Blanco of Muleshoe, Consuelo Facundo and her husband Joe of Harlingen. 6 brothers survive him: Israel Vasquez and his wife Brenda of Muleshoe, Francisco Vasquez and his wife Anna of Amherst, Marco Antonio Vasquez and his wife Angelica of Muleshoe, Alberto Vasquez and his wife Lorena of Snyder, Yoel Vasquez of Muleshoe, Rolando Vasquez of Michigan, and his 2 precious grandchildren, Kennedy Moreno and Madeline Smith, all survived Chago Vasquez. Please keep the family, the Vasquez family, on your prayer list today. We're going to stop with our obits right now. We'll have another set of them coming up later on in the Muletrain news. But with the snow that is occurring here in Muleshoe today on Thursday, we'll go to the weather forecast brought to you today by K&K Pharmacy right here in Muleshoe, your local hometown home-owned pharmacy, 1411 West American Boulevard. Call them 806-272-7511. They're open 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. See Christine Isaacson or Crystal Alicon, the 2 friendly pharmacists, or any of their great employees. And they remind you, with Valentine's being right around the corner, Valentine's Day is February 14th, you can let them at K&K Pharmacy help make you the perfect Valentine's Day gift box for that special someone in your life. Come in at 1411 West American Boulevard right here in Muleshoe, Texas. Again, you can come in the store. You can call them 806-272-7511. They can deliver right to your house here in Muleshoe, or you can use their convenient drive-through on the west side of the building, K&K Pharmacy. Check them out online on their website, knkpharmacy.com. Again, they're open Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. right here in Muleshoe, your locally home-owned hometown pharmacy. Christine Isaacson, Crystal Alicon, the 2 friendly pharmacists, or any of their great employees at K&K Pharmacy right here in Muleshoe, 1411 West American Boulevard. Well, really a roller coaster last couple of weeks, as we had a snow event last week with some ice and snow. And then again, it happened overnight. Got extremely cold here in Muleshoe. The high right now at 2 o'clock this Thursday afternoon is 16 degrees outside our home and studio here at 1011 West 3rd. So 16 degrees outside. They think our high will get around 17 or 18 degrees before the afternoon's over with. So extremely cold. And then the snow began overnight and continued through just recently. It seems to have tapered off now, and the sun is coming out, and that's what will warm us up into around the 18-degree range. But we started the week off really nice. As Sunday, the high was 58, the low was 10. Monday was a beautiful day. Felt sort of like spring. The high was 66 and the low was 19. Then we started cooling down as the rest of the week went forward. Tuesday, the high was only 51 with a low 35. Then yesterday on Wednesday, the high was a chilly 35. The low was 19. And our low this morning around 6:30, 6:45 a.m., it was 6 degrees outside here in Muleshoe. And right now it is 16 degrees as of 2 p.m. here this Thursday afternoon. Looking at our weather forecasts going forward, mostly cloudy, high around 19. Wind chill values as low as -1. North winds around 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, then gradually becoming mostly clear. Low around -1. Tonight, overnight, wind chill values as low as -10 are possible. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here in our backyard, on the south edge of Muleshoe, we have anywhere between 1 and 2 inches of snow that fell, but that snow event should be over with for today, as it'll just remain extremely cold for the next 24 hours or so. Friday, sunny, high around 35 degrees. Wind chill values as low as -13. West-northwest winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear Friday night, low around 6. Wind chill values as low as -2. North winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming calm. Saturday, sunny, high near at 48 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour In the afternoon, mostly clear, low around 15, west-southwest winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour in the north after midnight. Sunday, sunny, high near 47 degrees, so we're going to warm up through the weekend to some degree. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Sunday night, low around 14. 49 is the high, and sunny conditions on Monday. Northwest winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Clear Monday night, low around 17. Tuesday, sunny, high near 59 degrees, so nearly 60 degrees. Tuesday night, mostly clear, low around 20. Sunny on Wednesday, high near 54. And you're watching scenes from this Thursday here on our video that we shot around noontime, sort of showing you some of the roadway conditions here in the Muleshoe area, along with the highways 214 and 7084. All brought to you by K&K Pharmacy. So stay bundled up. You'll stay extremely cold for the next 24 hours or so, and through the weekend we'll warm up until we get to 59 degrees on Tuesday during the day. So K&K Pharmacy has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast. The Muletrain News is being brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant, and we'll be back with more Muletrain in just a few moments, so please stay tuned.
I am Isla Reynolds, and I know enough about quality, authentic Mexican food to know it gets no better than Leal's Mexican Restaurant at 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas. The yummy chips and salsa enchiladas made with love and finest of ingredients. Dine in now or carry out by calling 806-272-3294. The original in business since 1957, Leal's Mexican Restaurant in Muleshoe, Texas.
Well, we are so sad to report that our good friend Bonnie Carpenter died. Church service for Bonnie Carpenter, 93 of Muleshoe, was held last week, Tuesday, January the 25th, at the Calvary Baptist Church with Brother Jeff Kaufman of Muleshoe. Officiating burial was followed in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Bonnie died on Saturday, January 22nd, here in Muleshoe. She was born August the 10th, 1928, in Baileyboro to Morton Lewis and Minnie Elizabeth Mowerly Carpenter. Bonnie worked for the daycare center here in Muleshoe at the First United Methodist Church for many, many years. Several Muleshoe residents were lovingly taken care of by Miss Bonnie. She was a member of the Calvary Baptist Church. Bonnie is preceded in death by her parents, 3 sisters, Eva Dell Carpenter, Hazel Marie Bradley, and Jerry Warren, 5 brothers, Donnie Carpenter, Lloyd Carpenter, Harold Carpenter, Noel Carpenter, and Bob Carpenter. Bonnie is survived by her brother Jim Carpenter and his wife Frankie of Muleshoe, and numerous nieces and nephews. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Calvary Baptist Church, P.O. Box 378, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com, and Bonnie will be greatly missed. She was a beautiful, lovely, loving woman, and please keep the family of Bonnie Carpenter, 93 of Muleshoe, on your prayer list today. Again, her funeral services were held last week at the Calvary Baptist Church. Burial followed in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Church service for David Alonzo Rodriguez, Senior 48 of Lubbock, was held last week on Wednesday, January 26th at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, with Father Mercado officiating. Burial was in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. David died on Tuesday, January the 18th in Lubbock. He was born December the 4th, 1973 in Fremont, California, to Damaso and Carmen Maria Gomez Rodriguez. David was a truck driver and owned his own fleet of trucks with his sons. He is preceded in death by his parents. David is survived by 2 sons, David Alonzo Rodriguez Jr. of Lubbock and David Aaron Rodriguez, also of Lubbock. His daughter, Carmen Adelina Rodriguez of Artesia, New Mexico. A sister, Rosa Maria Reza, and her husband, Santiago of Muleshoe. His brother, Alfonso Ivan Rodriguez Gomez, and his wife, Claudia Elizabeth of Chihuahua, Mexico. His 2 grandchildren, Jaslyn Rodriguez, and 1 granddaughter on the way. His family suggests memorials be sent to the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, 805 East Hickory, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please keep the family of David Alonso Rodriguez Sr. on your prayer list today. Julia B. Patterson, 89, passed away on January the 17th in Lubbock. Funeral services were held on Friday, January 21st at the Lubbock Primitive Baptist Church, and burial followed in the Bailey County Cemetery here in Muleshoe. Julia B. Patterson was born in Delwyn, Texas on May the 24th, 1932 to Roy Faubus and Ella Faubus. She married her first husband, Howard Taylor, on April the 8th, 1949. He passed away September of 1960 and then married Herschel Pat Patterson on September the 16th, 1972. He died on October the 23rd, 1994. She was a homemaker and enjoyed reading, needlepoint, and loved to crochet. She is preceded in death by her parents, Roy and Ella Faubus, first husband Howard Taylor, and second husband Herschel Pat Patterson, three brothers, Clyde Curtis and Claude Faubus, two sons, Jerry and Billy Taylor, one grandchild, and one great-grandchild. She is survived by her son, Gary Taylor, and his wife, Deborah of Lubbock, a daughter, Leah Montgomery Payne of Bridge City, Texas, a sister, Dorothy Hodges of Olton, 9 grandchildren, 18 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren. In lieu of flowers, the family asked contributions be made to the Lubbock Primitive Baptist Church or to the donor's choice. Online condolences can be made at www.more-rose.com. Please keep the family of Julia B. Patterson on your prayer list today, former Muleshoe resident. Church service for Carolyn Kendall, 65 Upper Talus, was held Friday, January 21st at the First Baptist Church in Morton, with Bryce Redwine of Olton officiating. Burial followed in the Morton Memorial Cemetery. Carolyn died Sunday, January the 16th in Portales. She was born April the 21st, 1956 in Belzoni, Mississippi, to Avery and Ramona Fowler Quick. Carolyn was a great cook. She was famous for her Christmas candy. Carolyn would donate her candy to the stock show in a huge decorated box, often being sold for a large contribution. She always took meals for her family to the fields and driving around looking at the crops. Carolyn loved her 3 boys fiercely, as well as her grandchildren. She is preceded in death by her father, Avery, 2 sons, Jonathan Wongo Kendall and Keith Kendall, her significant other, Keith Southern, 3 brothers, Buddy Quick, Billy Quick, and Jesse Quick, and a sister, Mildred Esch. Carolyn is survived by her son Chris Kendall and wife Shay of Maple, her mother Ramona Quick of Lubbock, 2 sisters, Linda Goodwin of Lubbock and Wanda Rowe of Lubbock. Her 4 grandchildren survive her, Cree Kendall, Case Kendall, Quay Kendall, and Katie John Kendall. The family suggests memorials be sent to the New Mexico Christian Children's Home, 1356 in New Mexico, 236 Portales, New Mexico, 88130. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please keep the family of Carolyn Kendall on your prayer list today. Graveside service for Betty Fitzgerald, 95 of Muleshoe, was held on Friday, January 28th at the Plains Cemetery in Plains, Texas, with Bill Case and Radon Stanford officiating. Betty died January 22nd here in Muleshoe. She was born November the 24th, 1926, in Lynn County, Texas, to Victor and Jesse Paralee Simmons Starnes. She married Melvin Fitzgerald in Plains on April 25th, 1943. She later married Clark Strickland in Clovis, New Mexico on March the 1st, 2014. Betty was a creative artist. She loved to travel and attend art workshops. She is preceded in death by her first husband, Melvin, and her second husband, Clark. Her parents, 2 sisters, Alice Roberts and Virginia Dutch McElroy. Betty is survived by her son, Vic Fitzgerald, and his wife, Catherine of Zellwood, Florida, her daughter, Sherry Shipman, and her husband, Gary of Muleshoe. Her 4 bonus sons, Joe Strickland, Steve Strickland, Chris Strickland, and Gordon Strickland. She is survived by her sister, Mickey Pinkston of Brownfield, her 9 grandchildren, Carol Register, Steve Fitzgerald, and his wife, Amy, Sarah Cancel and her husband Abby, David Fitzgerald, Kent Reynolds and his wife Holly, Sean Shipman and his wife Kim, Tim Shipman and his wife Rebecca, Mandy Coors and her husband Lance, and Todd Shipman and his wife Brenna. Her 2 great grandchildren and her 11 great-great-grandchildren also survive Betty as well. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Kingswood United Methodist Church, 2600 North Main Street, Clovis, New Mexico, 88101. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And please keep the family of Betty Fitzgerald on your prayer list today. Well, we appreciate you allowing us to be gone last week as we went to the Mountains Angel Fire area and celebrated Mom's 79th birthday on Wednesday last week. We are started back to our speech pathology sessions twice a week, but our session, of course, today got canceled in Lubbock at Trust Point due to the winter conditions. Also, of course, many local businesses are closed or changed their hours of operation. Of course, our MISD our classes are canceled and activities canceled for all 4 campuses today for Muleshoe. The UIL did go ahead this morning and release the 2022 through 2024 reclassification for the sports, for football, basketball, volleyball, etc. And it changes up the Muleshoe Mules going forward for football. They are in 3A Division I in District 2. And that will be Muleshoe, River Road, Bushland, Dalhart, and the one big change is Littlefield is gone as they have fallen down to Division 2. And Shallowater will now be in our district for District 2, 3A, Division I football. Again, Muleshoe, River Road, Bushland, Dalhart, and now Shallowater in our district. District 1 right next to us, if you want to know, will be Brownfield, Denver City, Kermit, Lamesa, and Slayton. Where did Littlefield go? They went to 3A Division II District 4, which will be made up of Littlefield, Abernathy, Coahoma, Idalou, Roosevelt, and Stanton. For basketball, boys and girls, we will be in 3A District 3. It will be very similar, a district, very large one. That will include the Mules and Lady Mules, Brownfield, Denver City, Dimmitt, Freona, Lamesa, Littlefield. And the big difference will be Stanton will now be in our district. Where is Stanton, you ask? It's in between Midland and Big Spring, which is a one-way trip from Muleshoe, 179 miles. But feel really bad for Stanton as they have a bunch of their district all around us, which is 2 of the teams will be north of us, which includes Dimmitt. It will be 190 miles from Stanton to Dimmitt, and then 209 miles from Stanton to Freona. But again, the boys and girls basketball district for the next couple of years will be 3A District 3A, which will include the Mules and Lady Mules, Brownfield, Denver City, Dimmitt, Freona, Lamesa, Littlefield, and Stanton. That's basketball. Then football again is 3A Division I District 2, which will include the Mules, River Road, Bushland, Dalhart, and Shallowater. Shallowater replaces Littlefield as they drop down to 3A Division II District 4. If you want to see all of the area teams and where they landed in this realignment for the UIL, we retweeted out a link from the UIL that you can look at all of those districts online. Look in our Twitter feed at Channel 6 Muleshoe. Well, the Lady Mules continue their great run as they are squarely in second place in District 3 3A basketball. The Brownfield girls have clinched the district championship. They're at 11-0, but the Mules and Littlefield are right behind them, both tied at 8-2. Denver City is in fourth at 4-6. Dimmitt 2-8, Lamesa 2-8, and Freona 0-10 on the district season. That's 3-3A. So the Lady Mules having a great run of it and will make it into the playoffs. We'll let you know next week exactly where and when and who they will match up with because they have one more game next week. They have a bye this Friday, February the 4th, so they'll get to rest and relax and recuperate any injuries. They beat Friona and Lamesa last week. Friona 77-25 and Lamesa 53-18. Then this week on Tuesday, senior night, they beat Dimmitt 59-29 and are again open this Friday, February the 4th, and will finish the regular district season out next week, Tuesday, February the 8th, versus Littlefield. So we'll find out who gets that second place next week. The boys lost against Dimmitt on Tuesday, 57-40. They have similarly a bye week this Friday, February the 4th. Then they play Littlefield and Denver City next week, and will finish up the regular season on February the 15th versus Lamesa. And the Mules are in sixth place in District 3A at 2-7. Brownfield and Dimmitt are tied at the top, 7-2. Denver City 6-2. Lamesa 5-3. Littlefield 3-5. Muleshoe 2-7, and Friona 0-9. We were on hand this past Tuesday at the MHS Gymnasium, and you can watch on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. as well on our two Facebook pages, Gil Lamb or Channel 6 Muleshoe, our Twitter feed, Channel 6 Muleshoe, or our YouTube channel, Gil Lamb Advertising, our Meet Your Neighbor brought to you by United Supermarkets, as we filmed the senior spotlight at that last home basketball game for the girls and boys, along with the fifth grade dribbling presentation, all held there at the MHS Gymnasium Tuesday night, February the 1st. And see the senior spotlight and the fifth grade dribbling performance all on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. That's our Meet Your Neighbor, brought to you by United Supermarkets. In Sudan, Victor needs to hire a handyman and personal assistant to do some handyman things for him, pick up groceries, and do a little cooking for him. You can call him at 806-393-2588. He's in the old motel there on the edge of town, and he is in desperate need to hire a handyman and a personal assistant. Call 806-393-2588. Victor in Sudan, he's in the old motel there on the edge of Sudan. Well, the Calvary Baptist Church is having their annual Valentine cookie fundraiser this year. They're offering their 9-inch heart-shaped cookies for $12. You can personalize them with your message, and they come in a decorated box. Each one is very, very nice for Valentine's Day. Of course, they've done this for many years to raise funds for the Calvary Baptist Church. You can order yours today by calling 806-272-4012 and leave a message, or you can contact Judy Kaufman at 806-946-9400. Deliveries will be Monday only, February the 14th. One attempt will be made, at which point the order will need to be picked up. Picked up orders will be available Friday, February the 11th, 8 a.m. until noon. Saturday, February 12th, 8 a.m. until noon. And then Monday, February the 14th, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. And that's your Valentine cookie fundraiser. A great cookie event at the Calvary Baptist Church. It's $12 for a 9-inch heart-shaped cookie. Order yours today by calling 806-272-4012. or 806-946-9400. Also at the same time, don't forget you can get one of your Calvary Baptist Church new cookbooks available. Limited amount that has over 300 recipes are available for $15 as well, available there at Calvary Baptist Church. The Muletrain Medical Center reminds you to get vaccinated. Texas, for you, for your family, for your community, or for your country. You can get COVID-19 along with flu vaccines available through either of their clinics. Call today for more information or an appointment, 806-272-4524. Also, the Muletrain Medical Center reminds to continue your recovery close to home if you or a loved one needs more time to heal after an illness, injury, or surgery. Their swing bed program can help. Call their swing bed coordinator at 806-272-4524 or go to their website, muleshoehospital.com/recovery for more information. The Muletrain Medical Center, right here, your local hometown hospital and clinic available. You can get your COVID-19 vaccination right now at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 806-272-4524. Well, we have two elections on the horizon here in the Muleshoe area. The first one will be the Texas primary elections, which will be held on March the 1st. Early voting will be at the Bailey County Courthouse starting February the 14th through February the 25th. The filing deadline is already passed. Contested races here in Bailey County will be for the Bailey County Judge Sherry Harrison and Basil Nash. Sherry, of course, is the incumbent. And for current Precinct 4 County Commissioner Jim Daniel, who's the incumbent, against Shorty Drennan. Uncontested races, which will include Becky Espinoza for District Clerk, Irene Espinoza, County Clerk, Shonda Black, Bailey County Treasurer, Rodney Baker, Justice of the Peace, and Mike Slayton, Bailey County Precinct 2 Commissioner. And again, the primary election for Texas will be March the 1st, but early voting begins February 14th through February the 25th. You can vote early at the Bailey County Courthouse. And again, the only two contested races are between current Bailey County Judge incumbent Sherry Harrison and Basil Nash, and current Precinct 4 County Commissioner, the incumbent Jim Daniel, and Shorty Drennan. Then in May, there will be a general election. Election day will be Saturday, May the 7th, and all voting will take place at Muleshoe City Hall. It's for City of Muleshoe, MISD Board, and the Muleshoe Hospital District Board. The City of Muleshoe will be holding general elections to elect District 1 and District 2 council members currently held by Crystal Alicon and Lupe Mendoza. The Muleshoe MISD School Board will elect 2 at-large members currently held by Kevin Morris and Ashley Turnbow. The Muleshoe Area Hospital District Board has 3 seats up for election. District 1 currently held by Gail Richardson. District 3 currently held by Landon Nichols. And District 5 held by Zona Gatewood will all be on the ballot. For those who wish to run for office, you can pick up a candidate packet. Last day to file for any of these seats is Friday, February the 18th. The last day an individual can register to vote in these elections is Thursday, April the 7th. Early voting in this general election will be held at City Hall, 215 South 1st Street, from 8 until 5, Monday, April 25th through Tuesday, May the 3rd. Now, they have had some people sign up to be a candidate for these general elections, and they are for the City of Muleshoe. District 1, no one yet. District 2, Lupe Mendoza has filed. She's the incumbent. Muleshoe ISD, the at-large seats, both the incumbents have filed to run for re-election, Kevin Morris and Ashley Turnbow. And all 3 seats are still open. Nobody has filed to run in the Muleshoe Area Hospital District, District 1, 3, and 5. And again, if you want to register to become a candidate, you can pick up a packet at City Hall through 5 p.m. Friday, February the 18th. If you want more information, you can contact Zana Carpenter, the City Secretary, who's in charge of these elections, 806-272-4528. And again, that general election date is Saturday, May the 7th. All voting will take place at City Hall on Election Day, along with early voting. Today at 5:30, the Muleshoe City Council will meet for a special session and a public hearing at City Hall. Again, Thursday, February the 3rd, today at 5:30, public hearing to discuss potential uses of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds received from the U.S. Department of Treasury in response to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. That's going on today, again at 5:30 at the council chambers at City Hall. Thursday, February the 3rd, a public hearing on potential uses of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds that the City of Muleshoe will receive. Well, we hope that you joined us on our live stream from the 2022 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show that was held on Friday, January the 21st. Our broadcast was 11 hours and 48 minutes between the morning session and the afternoon session. By far the longest live stream broadcast we've ever done, but we included everything that took place there on that Friday competition of the Bailey County Livestock Show from 2022. Our live stream broadcast was brought to you by Barrett Potato Farms, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, Mohawk Auto Parts, Burton Service Center, McCormick Seeds, High Tech Automotive, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Livestock Auction, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, WTG Fuels, Shipments Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Precure Electric, Bailey County Farm Bureau, Scott Miller, K&K Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance, Julie DeBruin, McDonald's Restaurant, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Irrigation Pumps and Power Incorporated, Randall Field CPA, Muleshoe Feed Barn, and Bammert Seeds. That full nearly 12-hour broadcast. We didn't get home till nearly 9 o'clock, and we went out there at 7 a.m. that morning for that full-day live stream from the Bailey County Livestock Show 2022. Now, we will give you all the winners real fast from the Livestock Show. And in the Junior Rabbit Show, the grand champion was exhibited by Ethan Whitworth. The reserve grand champion rabbit, Alex Hancock. The junior rabbit showman, Madeline Sturdivant. And the senior showman, Mark Espinoza. The overall showman was Mark Espinoza. In the chicken show, second year to have a chicken show at the Livestock Show here in Bailey County. The grand champion poultry was shown by Hayden Burris. Reserve grand champion Brenna Butler. Junior showman from the poultry division, Hadley Burris. Senior poultry showman Brenna Butler. And the senior showman was the overall showman Brenna Butler. In the lamb show, Caitlin Hart exhibited the grand champion lamb. Peyton Hart, her brother, showed the reserve grand champion lamb. The junior showman was Taysom Summers. The senior lamb showman and overall showman was Caitlin Hart. In the goat show, Caitlin Hart showed the grand champion goat. The reserve grand champion goat was shown by Alexa Estrada. The junior showman from the goat show was Seth Thomason. The senior goat showman and overall showman was Peyton Hart. In the pig show, Frankie Reyes showed the grand champion swine. The reserve grand champion pig was shown by Adrian Reyes. Junior showman Allie Helton. The senior and overall showman was Noah De Leon. The grand champion beef heifer, along with the reserve grand champion beef heifer, were both shown by Gunnar Perry. And then in the dairy heifer show that followed, the steer show that followed, the grand champion steer was shown as well by Gunnar Perry. Cassie Kelly showed the reserve grand champion steer. The junior beef showman was Gunnar Perry, and the senior and overall beef showman was Cassie Kelly. In the dairy heifer show that ended up all of the stock show that Friday evening, the grand champion dairy heifer was shown by Hayden Burris, the reserve by Hadley Burris. The junior and overall showman in the dairy show was Brayley Thomason, and the senior dairy showman was Hayden Burris. Now, they gave a Premier Exhibitor Award this year to Caitlin Hart, and then, of course, all of those overall showman awards winners came and showed several different breeds of animals, and the Jimmy Dale Black Overall Showmanship Award for the whole 2022 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show went to Alexa Estrada. Congratulations to her. And the announcer for us on Channel 6, along with there out at the Coliseum, was Camry Cribbs. Thanks to her, she did a good job. as that was an extremely long day. The board of the 2022 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show was the president, Justin Burris, vice president Stephen Hart, secretary Camry Cribbs, treasurer John Kelly, then the directors on the board, Brian Markle, Mark Tucker, Daniel Johnson, Seth Whitworth, Brandon Thomason, John Villalba, Kelsey Jones, and Lee Ann Helton. They all did an excellent job and had a really big Bailey County Junior Livestock Show for 2022. Again, you can see that in its entirety, all nearly 12 hours of it on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. On your prayer list today, please remember Jerry Hicks, Doris Scott, Ruby Green, Ronnie Angeli, Bruce and Cindy Purdy, Jeff Skipworth, Carolyn Turner, and Royce Turner, Janice Snell, Sue Basir, and Travis, Jim Young. Pat King needs to be on your prayer list today. Ed and Carol Cox, Betty Ott, Kearney Scoggin, Larry Combs, Judy Wilbanks, Daryl Embry, Betty Noble, Joe Jinks, Marjorie Morgan, Wanda Cockerham. We had 11 obituaries in the Muletrain today. Of course, we weren't here last week, which contributed to some of that, but please keep all these families that have recently lost a loved one, including the family of Mary Wilson, Marilyn Cox, the family of Louis Gardia, Chester Embry, Michael McCarty, Chago Vasquez, Bonnie Carpenter, David Rodriguez, Julia Patterson, Carolyn Kendall, and Betty Fitzgerald. Please keep all these families that have recently lost a loved one. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Food Restaurant on this Thursday, February the 3rd, 2022, from a snowy Muleshoe, Texas. You can hear our latest Muletrain News program, along with all our archived older ones, available free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith, the annual convention of the Pulpwood Queens Book Club. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at BCEC. COOP.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
We want to have fun. This isn't your mother's book club.
Kathy L. Murphy lives near Longview. 22 years ago, when she lived in Jefferson, she started a book club.
This started with 6 complete strangers in a hair salon, bookstore, Beauty in the Book. We think the whole world revolves around books, with New York City being the publishing capital. But the biggest book club in our country that meets with the authors came from East Texas.
She calls her club the Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys Book Club. It has grown to 825 chapters around the world and is the largest such group that meets together once a year and invites authors to take part. Since COVID, the meetings have been virtual. The most recent one was last month.
I think it was the best one we've ever had. And a lot of people who didn't want to come to the virtual event came, and they were amazed.
There were writers from Texas and all over the world.
We had them from India and Hong Kong and Mexico and Canada and France.
Among the presenters this year were representatives from the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
I was crying the whole panel. Millions and millions of children receive books because of her.
Kathy encourages people to write down family stories.
To me, sharing our stories is the greatest gift in the world, and it's free, people. It's free to share your stories, and I hope everybody writes them down, because if you don't, it's a library lost to family and friends.
A membership drive has just ended.
We picked up nearly 900 and some new members. We're hoping to break 1,000 by this coming Monday, and we're pretty close. Reading is important. It can change people's lives. It's really about connecting with humans and sharing our stories, because we're the only animal that does so.
Kathy L. Murphy lives just outside of Hawkins, which is near Longview. She is a genuine Pied Piper and is founder of the Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys Book Club. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.